Hello,
And
hello, everyone.
hello, everyone.
Oh,
Oh,
this is going to be a fun conversation today because we are going to talk about how you and I have done things to break the rules of what we're used to doing and how it's actually working for us.
yeah. Let's let's just start out with the fact that we're circling back to January when we started out our power moves with writing your goal down daily and bringing that back up for August. That's going to be the power move. And in the world that says, you know, more, 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 it can feel uncomfortable to be like, no, it's important we go back to this core habit because it is foundational to
Mhm.
what we're trying to help all our listeners, all our clients really ground themselves in is that you've got to create a relationship with your goal, and that
Yeah.
starts by like actually writing it down every single
Yeah.
day.
Yes. Yeah. And let's talk about the goal a little bit because I think one of the things that we've realized and with the people that we've worked with is people come in to our 12-week cycle with this big, audacious, move the world kind of goal, which is great. And one of the things that we guide them towards is how to narrow that goal down to a 12-week focus. So we start with a goal and then we go to a focus goal for the 12 weeks.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
think because it's not as overwhelming as the
There's
big dream,
yeah,
right?
there's so many things that stack against us. It's great big goals, the idea of
Mm.
having this big goal that you're even like questioning like is it possible. It's good because it stimulates that creativity. It takes you out of your limiting beliefs for
Mhm.
that moment to really um, get you going somewhere that you may not have considered going before. But in the practical day to day world,
Mhm.
the brain quickly goes, well, this goal, I have no idea of how to get there. And that's where it sits. And so by bringing it down to a shorter time frame and 12 weeks seems to be the sweet spot. It's like
Mhm.
far enough in the future that you're not
Mhm.
100% sure like how it's going to go, but not so far that you like totally throw up your hands.
Right.
And so um yeah, it just allows you to take it down to a chunk that's more manageable for the
Yeah.
near future. Yeah.
Well, and I think the other thing that we need to point out too is, we're what, 8 weeks in
Mhm.
to our 12-week cycle. And a lot of our focus goal, the big goal is still there, but the focus goal is starting to shift for some people because we know more. We've been at it for 8 weeks, right? And it's like, oh, gosh, had I known this on day one, week one, I would have worded this a little bit different. And guess what? You get to change it. There's no rules here. You get to say, oh, I know more now. So I'm going to shift just a little and still keep marching towards my bigger goal.
Yeah, this is the third round we've been doing this, and it seems like clockwork. Like
It does.
around the week 7, 8, like there's this untethering that happens. Like you're like, I'm marching, I'm marching, I'm marching. I got this, and then it's like, what even is my goal? And like, is it like,
Right.
and
Right.
so that's I think the magic of working through that together as a group is we can realize that, oh, this is a normal part of the process. Other people are experiencing this exact same thing. And then we can support each other in not just throwing up our hands and being like, oh, that just means that like this
I'm
goal is
broken.
done, I'm broken, like
Yeah.
whatever, all the reasons our brain gives us to get us to give up and go back to watching Netflix. um, you know, and so yeah, I mean, even 12 weeks, it seems like, oh, well, I can make a plan and I can march towards a goal for 12 weeks, easy peasy, right? At the beginning, but even in that 12-week period, you're evolving, you're growing,
Mhm.
you're getting
And you
more
know more.
information.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so there does come a tipping point where you're like, oh my gosh, I got to reground myself back in what it is I'm moving towards, and some of that's just the recommitment, but like the word recalibrate was a big word that came
God.
up this week
Mhm.
for everyone. Was how do I just, kind of take how far I've gone and just kind of reorient myself to where I want to go for the next 4 weeks.
And
Yeah.
I mean, even me personally, at first, my goal was, a certain number of people on LinkedIn, getting engaged with them. And it has now evolved because through my own learning, I realized we're so used to setting goals that we base on being successful or not on an outcome that is out of our control, some outside force. And I realized that's what I did. I set a goal and based the results on something I had no control over. I mean, if I could go click everybody's yes, let's connect, then I'd be golden, right?
Right.
But I can't do that. And so I've shifted my goal and keep shifting it as I learn more about myself, and that I don't want to hustle and I don't want to bring corporate with me. And I want to have the life that we all say that we want, where life can happen and I can support family when they show up, or whatever. And so my goal, my 12-week goal, has recalibrated to that because I know more today than I did 8 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and my goal started out with this idea of like I'm gonna focus on how I want to feel as I
Hmm.
do the work of the business, right?
Hmm.
And underneath there was like, okay, I'm gonna show up a little bit differently than I have in the past in how I do that work to achieve that goal. Um, and it hasn't gone away, but it's caused me to re-examine,
Hmm.
like, is that really what I want to create?
Right.
Um, because I didn't, we have an idea in our head like what it's going to be like when we achieve the goal, and in the process of going towards it, you realize like, oh, like I didn't, I didn't fully grasp like what it
Right.
was that I was
Well, you're
trying to create.
smarter. You're
Yeah,
smarter now. You're absolutely smarter now. So the habit that we're reintroducing is to write down that number one goal, but we're challenging you to even get it into a smaller chunk. And then as a bonus, one of the things that my brilliant business bestie over here introduced this round, because we're always introducing new stuff, is to actually set like a weekly progress marker, because we are progressing towards this goal. And it, it has been phenomenal because by knowing exactly, you have a list of tasks, and you know what you're doing, but going back to the question of what's the result that I'm trying to get to this week, that's going to move me closer to my focus goal, which is going to move me closer to this big audacious goal that I have.
yeah. I think it it arose out of the realization of we do a in the mastery circle. Monday is all about planning and setting the stage for the week ahead, but between Monday and the next Monday, life happens. And so the goal is a great anchor point. It gets you pointed in the right direction. I think the progress marker allows you to hang on to something concrete that if, regardless of what happens during the week that I didn't plan or anticipate or whatever, I can I can stay committed to this idea of this action of I'm going to get this done, and dot dot dot, no matter what.
Right, right. And it kind of, I mean, for me, I'll speak for myself, the overwhelm goes away because it's like when I start going, oh my God, I got so much to do, I'm behind, I'm behind. I'm the only one that makes my schedule, but I'm always the first to say I'm behind.
Mhm.
Behind based on what? Anyway, I can always go back to that weekly progress marker and go, oh yeah, that's what I'm working on, not this bigger thing.
Yeah, I mean it gets you, because it's so easy for the brain to run away with
Yeah, yeah.
itself with things that you could be doing, or should be doing, or have to do, or and then
Whatever. Yeah.
your kid interrupts you, and your mom calls you wanting you to come like it, life happens. And so it's like anchoring in on this progress marker, which we added into our daily planning page, is like you write your goal and then you write your progress marker for the week. So, I mean, and then the next is like you're planning your day and the things you want to cross off your list. It's right there reminding you, hey,
Yeah.
like really, there's probably one, maybe two things that you would need to check off your list that will help move you towards this.
Right. And that's intentional. So when life does life, you're like, okay, I got my weekly thing done. Now I can,
Yeah,
easily shift away and deal with life.
right.
Which isn't that all what we want? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is a common thread, a common
Hmm.
refrain from people, being able to um not feel so that crushing pressure and that
Hmm.
overwhelm on the day-to-day basis, that you're not, when your kid comes in, there might be a little bit of, hey, you interrupted me, irritation, but you're able to take that breath and say, oh, I have space for this. I have space for this human I brought into the world.
Right. And it's during working hours. Imagine that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Okay.
I
So August, we're focused on getting back into the habit of writing our goal and
yeah,
do that for a little bit. I mean, one thing at a time. This isn't about stacking a bunch of stuff on you. And then when you're getting into that habit, just thinking, if I could get one thing done this week, just one, what would that one thing be? And use that kind of as your guide and write it down, because I promise you, we would set this progress marker and I'd have to flip back to Monday and go, wait, what was it? Because we forget, because we have so much coming towards us. And then we've got this brain that goes chaotic, like the toddler. And it really just reinforces, this is what I'm trying to do, and this is how I'm getting there this week. And I think it's amazing, but I'm
yeah.
biased.
I mean, it's a simple step. So whether you're using our planner, which you can get, there is a link in our notes that we'll share with you.
You
Um,
can, that QR code above you has it
yeah,
as well.
yes, yes, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but or you're just finding a
Oh,
place
that's
on where
Power
you
Hour.
plan.
I
Yeah.
forgot we changed it. Ugh.
Yep. That's
Have
okay.
a human
That's
moment right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, or you're just finding a spot on your day, however you're planning your day. Like, what am I? looking to accomplish this week as it relates to my one big goal? And I think, again, getting back, I think emphasizing again, not only are we taking a big goal and making it smaller and breaking it down into progress markers, we're focusing on one thing, one, not 20, not the 10. I remember the days in corporate where we'd be like, here are the 75 things we're going to accomplish in the coming year. And, you know,
Yeah.
you never look at them again.
Right.
And, so it's, you know, focusing in one direction for a period of time. We focused for 12 weeks, and then at the end of the 12 weeks, you can pick something different if you're like, I that didn't go the way I wanted it to, or this is more important to me right now. So
So this is a good segue. So if I have a list of 75 things, how do I know which one earns their spot on my actual like progress marker or my task for the day? How do I go about that?
I love it. All right. Thank you for teeing that up.
Yes.
So we have created a workshop, Your Time, Your Terms, the Power of Focused Action, where we're teaching um, a filtering process called EARN. And so it's a series of simple questions that you can run your brainstormed list of to dos through and helps you sift through to a handful that are essential, are going to
Mhm.
make an impact, and also really align with who you are, whether it's your strengths and talents or your energy or your values, those pieces. And so um, we offered the opportunity actually for the workshop tomorrow and found that a lot of people are in a different mode right now, vacation, getting ready, the kids ready for school and things like that. So we are going to offer it again at the beginning of September. So
Mhm.
be on the lookout for the announcement of the new date. But it's really around asking yourself, one of the key questions is, if I could only do this one thing, does this make progress? Does this move me forward towards my goal? And that is really the progress marker, you know, picking
Yeah.
that one thing.
Yes.
So
And
it all
so
fits together.
it does. It does. And it's a great tool to have, regardless if you join Mastery Circle or not, that when you do find yourself in overwhelm, you have this tool to pull out. And our true style is we're not just going to sit there and teach you the whole time. It's you're going to be doing this right along with us. One, so we know what your questions are because that's how we learn and know how to present things in a better way. Let us grow, but we want you to walk away with a list,
Yeah.
with real direction. And this is a charging workshop. It's very we kept it so affordable, but what we have learned over almost 2 years of doing this, free is great, but we get a lot of people that sign up and don't show up, and we get it. Life happens, understandably. But it seems like if we put just a little bit of skin in the game, you're likely to show up. And that's our goal. We want to teach as many people these tools that we've developed to help you,
Right.
because that's our mission, is to help people not grind, not do the old way of doing things, and finding a new way of doing it.
Yeah. So the workshop will totally break down the questions and how to use it as it relates to a goal, or just even if, like you do your weekly newsletter like we do, and you're like, I do all of these things, but what's really essential, like what's
Mhm.
moving the needle forward in that, to get some deeper clarity on, okay, I've got a really a week where I don't have the kind of normal amount of time available to do this. So how do I show up in a way that's going to still deliver the
Mhm.
value and get the essentials done? Because I think we can add a lot of bells and whistles and extras
Mhm.
and things like that, and so get some part of the process is getting down to, okay, what is it I'm actually trying to accomplish, and what is the minimum viable thing that I have to do, right? We can
Yeah,
always add more.
sure we can. Without any effort.
But too often we spend more time on the bells and whistles part,
Yeah.
and then are rushing to try to get the thing that actually is the essential part done. And so that, I mean, for me, that's been a huge part of, because I am a bells and whistles person.
Mm. Yes.
It's, and so it's like how it's definitely shine shown the light on how do I define, like, what is the essential thing, what is the minimum viable thing, and getting comfortable with, okay, let's get that checked off first before we go add some bells and whistles.
Yeah. Yeah. And isn't it funny because I know through your process, you got the core of the message done, which changed the bells and whistles,
Yeah,
right? When
yeah,
you, yeah. So I think it was evidence that, oh, even though I enjoyed doing the bells and whistles way more, I'm glad I went through this process differently, uncomfortable, still did it anyway, and was able to do the bells and whistles once instead of twice
right,
because of the
exactly.
direction that it kind of landed once you were all done.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
yeah, so be sure to check out the next offering for that workshop. And the last thing is up above me,
Yeah, now we can do it. Yes.
the Power Hour Club. So
Mhm.
every Monday, 8:30
For
Central Time, free.
mhm.
Come join us. It's a great way to start off your week. Um, it is a 50 minutes of focused work,
Mhm.
where we celebrate each other at the end on what we kind of accomplished and send each other off to a fabulous week. And if you want to join the club, we you get an opportunity to co-work with us multiple times a day.
7 more times. You don't have
Yeah,
to come to every one. They're there for you. And one of the things I like about our structure is when we were researching doing this, um, a lot of the other places that do this, you had to go in and pick your time. We've done that for you. I know it doesn't work for everyone, but we have an AM and a PM on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we have one on Friday. Monday afternoons are reserved for our clients because that's when we do our planning and share all of our goodness and hear everyone's wins. But yeah, I mean, this was the number one thing that our clients asked for more. We started out with one. They said they wanted more. We grew it. And then Jenny and I were like, how do we help others that aren't necessarily in the mastery circle? And it's like, man, our power hours are the bomb. And we've gotten great feedback from everybody that's been able to join.
yeah. It's really that building a community of people that are building something that's important to them and not doing it alone, not
Yeah.
forcing yourself to be alone and thinking something's wrong with you when you have not done this one thing multiple days in a row. You're human. So hop
Yeah.
on the power hour, declare the thing that you've been avoiding,
Hmm.
and watch the magic happen, because you will definitely make progress. I guarantee it in 50 minutes. So,
Yeah. All right. We have a busy August, as always, but a good, productive August without the hustle, without the grinding. And I like how we're breaking the rules, honestly.
yeah. Well, you're a rule breaker at heart.
Shh. You're not supposed to tell the world that.
All
All
right.
right,
Thanks,
everyone.
everyone.
Hope to
Bye.
see y'all, and we'll be back next Tuesday.